Hi guys, Marina Simon here. 10 exit, life and business as usual, never again. So, as I told you last time, I found this freaking amazing book from Perry Marshall. And there's this amazing principle that if you extrapolate it to the things you do, especially in business, you can really increase your income exponentially. And that is the 80-20 rule, right? You really could make more from every customer or every avatar that comes your way, either if you're delivering a service or you're selling a product. And please understand something, as he says, the money you get is only half the equation. The other half of the equation is even more important, which is how much value does the customer get? And you have to have that really, really, within you, right? That's half of the equation. The other thing is how much value are you providing for that customer? How's that making you special to deliver that particular thing? Now, a lot of people think that every customer are roughly equal, right? It's not even close the truth of it if we follow the 80-20 power, concept. So I want to give you a very, very key rule of thumb that he talks about in his book, and it is the following. This 80-20 rule says the following. 20% of the people will spend 4 times the money. 20% of your customers are willing to spend 4 times the money you're selling them. Okay? That's one part. But it also says the next thing. 4% of the people will spend 16% times the money you're selling in present time. So memorize this rule, which it will allow you to not leave in the table money you're leaving most likely on the table. If you're selling widgets, right? Let's say that you sell widgets for $10. And that's what you sell, right? It's only one product. So it tells you that 20 people out of 100 customers that come into your shop will be willing to spend 4 times that, meaning $40 instead of $10, right? So, but more importantly, because that increases your income exponentially, is that 4 people out of 100 of your customers are willing to spend 16 times what you're selling right now. So if you were selling widgets for $10, these people are willing to spend $1,600 in widgets, right? Or in some other product you will be willing to provide. So again, the rule is the following. I'm sorry I repeat it, but it's so key, it's not even funny. So 20% of the people will spend 4 times the money, meaning 20% out of 100 of your customers would like to spend 4 times what they already spend with you. And most importantly, or additional to that, 4% of the people will spend 16 times the money they're already spending with you, meaning 4 people out of your 100 customers or every 100 customers will be willing to spend 16 times what they're spending with you. Can you see how can that extrapolate on possible and immediate income? So I'm going to give you an example. He calls it the principle of the 2700 espresso machine, right? So you go to Starbucks and what do you see? They sell coffee, right? Let's see, 140, I don't know these days how much is the basic cup of coffee, but let's see, that's 140 is your lower tier coffee, right? So there's people who spend $5, $6, right, on coffee. Well, if this rule is correct, right, there's people that are willing, your 4% of every 100 customers of Starbucks are willing to spend 16 times the money. Now, what are you going to sell them? Coffee and scones? No. Of course, they're going to come and buy espressos and lattes and a couple of scones. But guess what's they're going to buy as well? They're gonna buy an espresso machine. Now, if you go into Starbucks, or at least on the time of this book, you know the espresso machine was $537, right? Okay, so that's one espresso machine. But if you look on the side of the espresso machine, you're going to look at another espresso machine that is $2,700. Starbucks understand this principle well. It's 10x the espresso machine prices in between. Why? Because most likely 4% of your population that comes into Starbucks, they cannot buy thousands and thousands of coffee in order to spend 16 times that, right? So what does Starbucks come with? A 2,700 espresso machine for those people who want to spend 16% times the money at Starbucks. Isn't it interesting? So Starbucks ain't leaving money on the table, right? So that's an example of a company that understands this principle. Your lower tier individual will spend $140 on a coffee, right? Right. But 4% of those guys are going to spend a lot more money than that. So that is like the espresso machine principle, which is a paramount strategy for successful businesses, right? Because you could be getting income exponentially amounts more than you're getting in present time if you're just selling widgets or whatever it is, hamburgers, or you're giving service on cleaning service, or on whatever area of business you are. If you're a chiropractor, right, and you offer adjustments, right, and your adjustments are, I don't know, these days $100 adjustments, so maybe, little more, little less. But what does it tell me that 4% of my customers or my patients are willing to pay 16 times 100, right? That is $1,600. Now, if I have a package of supplements, of massage, of adjustments, and I have that, 4% of my customers or patients will buy that. So guess what, guys? You really, if you know your customers, if you know this rule and you can apply it, you can really exponentially increase your income. And it doesn't have to take forever. And that doesn't mean that you have to have more customers coming into your door, but it means that you know well enough your avatar to offer that product or package that will fulfill your avatar's needs. Now, to do that, of course, you need to solve the problem your customers have, right? If you solve that problem, they will willing to, to pay what you're offering. Now, the core question people will ask, when they pay money is, what problem can you solve that nobody else is solving? Food for thought. Have an amazing day.